It's snowing in the southwest, and this same system could cause problems from the deep south to the northeast if you're traveling home from Thanksgiving. Now, some of those same spots are going to be under the gun for severe weather next week. In addition, parts of the Caribbean still going to remain extremely wet and unsettled. What is going on, guys? I'm meteorologist Jonathan Kagas, and in today's video, we're going to talk about that system that could impact travel post-Thanksgiving. Then we're going to break down the potential for severe weather in the Deep South as we get into next week. Then we're going to inspect the Caribbean, look at continued thunderstorm activity for us there, and if we're still expecting any late season or post-season tropical development. But first, I would love if you hit that subscribe button if you love tracking the weather, talking about it, or just want to stay informed when it comes to the weather without all the noise and mumbo-jumbo. You've come to the right place. We would love to have you in this weather community. Here is the system that's bringing the nasty weather to parts of the desert southwest and into the deep south. You see the huge dip in the jet stream here. There is our upper low, that little spiral. We were talking in a video last week that wherever that center of the upper low sat up, that we would have the opportunity to get snow. And we've certainly seen that in parts of the desert southwest, West Texas, eastern New Mexico. On the warmer side of that, though, we have some very heavy rain going on. This system kind of pulling all of this moisture up through the Gulf of Mexico and into the deep south. That is bringing us the very, very heavy rain. We're fast forwarding now into about 7 o'clock on Saturday morning. We have a weak little system in the Pacific Northwest, Intermountain West that could cause some minor delays. By and large, though, the biggest thing that's going to disrupt travel post-Thanksgiving is going to be this system in the deep south. And watch what happens as we get into the afternoon. It expands further into Oklahoma, parts of Arkansas, into Louisiana, towards the Mississippi River Valley. We're going to stop this now into the afternoon. So now we're looking more into the evening with very heavy rain, potentially flooding rain coming to Louisiana and then up the Mississippi River. This is Sunday, and if you're traveling out of the Northeast, this is where we could start to run into some problems because Atlanta, obviously a major hub, and you see where the strong thunderstorms are in and around Atlanta. Now, we're not talking about a severe weather outbreak as we get into this upcoming weekend, but there's going to be some nasty thunderstorms again that could disrupt travel. That heavy rain then starts to push into places like western Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, getting into West Virginia. Heaviest rain out of the deal northwest of the center of low pressure, and that is going to be places like Chicago, Indiana, western Ohio, and again, those thunderstorms extend all the way back down to the Gulf of Mexico. If you are enjoying this video, please hit that thumbs up. It really does help us out a lot. I would also love to know where you are tuning in from. Please let me know in the comments below. There's a lot going on in this map, but it tells the story of the next system, which could create severe weather as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday across parts of the southern plains and deep south. Here is a big chunk of high pressure rooted over Cuba, parts of the Caribbean, Bahamas, South Florida. That's really going to protect the southeast from any kind of weather coming in over the next several days. What we are focused on here is this big dip in the jet stream as this slides through and meets up with some very warm, humid air that is being pumped into the deep south. That is what could trigger a round of severe weather or a couple of rounds of severe weather as we get into later in the day on Tuesday and into Wednesday. So everybody that lives from East Texas through the Deep South needs to be monitoring this system for Tuesday into Wednesday. So our prediction center already highlighting this area, especially in orange here. It's rare to get a highlight and outlook this far out. And again, we're 5 days out. But to get that secondary color there, that orange representing a 30% shot for severe weather, which is fairly high this far out, shows again the confidence of this system, and that is again because of the warmer air surging up from the Gulf of Mexico, meeting up with that colder air from that dip in the jet stream. My friends in the southern Caribbean, we continue to deal with on and off rain because of the intertropical convergence zone. Again, there's no organized tropical system out there. We just have the winds coming out of the northeast here. We have the winds coming out of the southeast, coming out of South America, and that is helping to get this convergent line, forcing up thunderstorms here. And then those gradually move through parts of the Windward Islands, Trinidad and Tobago, northern South America, and then eventually into Central America as well. That is why it has been so wet, really, over the last week or so. I'm showing you the thunderstorm potential now, where you see the darker yellows and oranges and reds. That means there's a higher chance for thunderstorms. Certainly, you see it focusing on Trinidad and Tobago, Port of Spain, likely going to get some rain as we move into Saturday. This is 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. As I fast forward this for you into the afternoon, we have another round of thunderstorms trying to push through. The good news is, finally, I think we start to get a break in the Windward Islands from Grenada into Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We start to dry things out, and then most of that rain activity starts to focus and more in South America. So after a kind of stormy day in Trinidad and Tobago on Saturday, the weather is going to improve on Sunday and into next week. You see some decently heavy rains, though, maybe up to an inch or two in Port of Spain, in Trinidad and Tobago. And you see the highlight here, the darker blues, and especially as we get into the yellows and oranges towards Central America. Nicaragua, that's where we could pick up anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of rain over the next 5 days, as we continue to see these waves kind of move from the Eastern Caribbean over South America and then into Central America. Same deal still in Costa Rica into Panama City. We are going to see that heavy rain continue on and off for the next 5 days. The rest of the Caribbean is looking mighty nice. This is the cloud cover now, and hardly a cloud in the sky as you move towards the Dominican Republic. Getting into Puerto Rico, I do think we'll see more clouds bubble up. This is going to be on Sunday afternoon. The Leeward Islands looking very, very nice. You see just 20% cloud cover through the sky. Cuba, we are keeping things relatively sunny as well. Into the Bahamas, we'll just have a few passing clouds that also will continue into parts of South Florida as well. All right, some good news. We've been talking about the potential for a late season storm or post-season storm in the Caribbean. I no longer think that's going to happen. I think everything's going to stay embedded in the intertropical convergence zone. We're going to still see rounds of heavy rain through Central America, parts of the Windward Islands, but the good news is I don't think anything is going to break out of there and consolidate. Still going to keep a close eye on it, of course, but there is certainly nothing imminent. So we'll give 2 thumbs up for that. Hurricane season officially ends, of course, on December 1st. Cannot come soon enough. I want to thank all of the new subscribers for the support. We've had a ton find this channel lately. We track and talk all things weather, and we would love to have you on board. Please hit that subscribe button. Please hit the thumbs up. If you hit the alert bell, you'll be notified to any time we post new content. Again, we're going to keep you posted on those systems that we broke down in this video. Stick around and watch the videos that pop up on your screen, because that's what YouTube thinks that you're going to like. We'll catch you next time.